Islam. Good?
Yeah,
Mic
yeah.
check. Some man's on the job.
Islam.
You know, the last couple of weeks, of course, we've been going over, of course, the Hebrew Moors over here, but even and how they had an order that dates back thousands of years, and of course, the Prophet Noble Drew, he put us back on the path.
Islam.
And then last week, the main thing I was dealing with was like how we had to follow the divine instructions. But of course, that deals with the Moorish Holy Quran. But we also have other instructions which come out of our Moorish literature, Islam.
Islam. That's right, Muslim.
So just like how we study the Moorish Holy Quran, we also got to study the Moorish literature. Because of course, being a part of this organization, that's part of our foundation, the Moorish Holy Quran, the 101s, and the Moorish literature, Islam.
Islam.
So that's like how it came up last week. You have to be strong in your foundation. Because if you're not strong in your foundation, you're not standing on your square, whatever, it's going to be easy to get knocked off. So if you don't understand what the Prophet really brought us, and you turn on the news and we hear stuff about this Moorish sovereignty, these people taking over houses and all this and that, if you don't know what the Prophet brought us, you're going to look at that like, oh, yo, these Moors is crazy. Now you lump us all together, Islam.
Islam.
But we know that's not the truth, because nowhere in Prophet literature, anywhere did he say take over property, liens, and all things like this, Islam.
Islam.
So that's why part of our thing is, we got to uplift humanity, but we got to let the people know what the Prophet brought us. So again, like I said, the last 7 weeks, we're just going into divine instructions. But now this time I want to stick to a little bit more of the Moorish literature. I'm just going to be going through some of them. Let me see. You got the Prophet Drew Ali Speaks to the Nations. Yeah. If you have race pride and love your race.
It's a small section, right? On the bottom.
Yeah. But that's why, like I said, we always got to be on the same page, because Grand Sheikh Yumbe, he sent me a copy of the literature, and you can see the size of this one compared to that one. That's why we all got to get a copy of this one, Islam.
Islam.
So we can be in accord. Islam.
This is Moorish literature, voice of the prophet.
Even before he started, like I said, this is stuff that the prophet put it together to help get our people back on track. And you got to put in a mind frame like this is the early 1900s. But that's it. That's all I want to say. Go ahead.
If you have race pride and love your race, join the Moorish Science Temple of America and become a part of this divine movement. Then you will have power to redeem your race, because you know who you are and who your forefathers were. Because where there is unity, there is strength. Together we stand, divided we fall.
So now, right there, you're talking about to join the Moorish Science Temple. But before you join the organization, whatever, of course, you need someone to properly educate you on what's going on. So now, when you watch the news and what's going on right there, there's not enough of a good representation out there in the media of what's going on. Because like I said, you hear that people linking Moorish sovereignty and all that together, and we know that's not what he brought us. Now right there, again, he talked about in the time, like I said, if you have pride in your race, this is what it is, because at this time, you got to understand, what was we being called? Colored, black, Negro. And again, in the prophet teaching, it said that we're not that. We can't be that, because we made in the image of Allah, Islam.
Islam.
So right there, he was giving us instructions on how to uplift ourselves, Islam.
Islam.
But then again, so he also said, of course, become a part of this divine movement. Of course, this is a national and divine movement. It's like a bird with wings. You have to have the divine and you have to have the national.
That's right.
So, of course, we've been dealing with the divine, so now we're going to go a little bit more lean towards the national.
Come, good people, because I, the prophet sent to redeem this nation, from mental slavery which you have now, need every one of you who think that your condition can be better.
I'm right there. So everyone who thinks your condition can be better. Now, again, I always use like the media. Do you honestly believe in your hearts that our people's condition can be better?
Islam.
If you believe that, then we have a job to do.
That's right, Muslim.
It's a never-ending job. Islam.
Islam.
That's what the prophet said. Come, all you good people, for I, the prophet, is sent here to redeem this nation. Every nation has a messenger. That's why even throughout the Bible, all these prophets came to try to stir up the people. Prophet Muhammad came, Buddha came, all these prophets came to uplift these people. For us, it's Prophet Noble Drew Ali.
That's right, Muslim.
Because even though we had other people give honors to Marcus Messiah Garvey, but nobody bought it the way that Prophet Noble Drew Ali bought it.
This is a field open to strong men and women to uplift the nation and take your place in the affairs of men. If the Europeans and other nations are helping me, why not you? It is your problem. The Negro problem is being solved only as it can, and that is by the Moorish National Divine Movement. If you have a nation, you must have a free national name in order to be recognized by this nation as an American citizen. This is what was meant when it said, "Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things will be added unto you."
Islam, right there, even the Europeans, other nations are helping us. Now, you know, at this time, we go on our missionary work, especially like I'll flash back to the time we was on 42nd Street. We know that's international. People from other parts of the world, whatever, they see us, they recognize us feds. They understand our plight. But yet our own people here in this land or whatever, they don't understand. So that just give you an idea when talking about Europeans and other nations are helping us. But we got to wake up our own people, Islam.
Islam.
That's why he said, why not you? Why not the black, the colored, the Negro? Because they got a mental slavery over them. We got to clean that mental slavery and wake them up, Islam.
Islam.
And of course, he said to be recognized by this nation. Of course, you know, you go out, you go with a black, colored Negro and all this and that. You go out, that's nothing. You dead in the eyes of the Lord, Islam.
Islam.
But as a Moorish American, now you got something to stand on. Of course, as a Muslim, which of course one of my ancient names, whatever, you definitely have something to stand on, Islam.
Islam.
That's our divine and our national. You got a
Prophet makes plea to nation. Our divine and national movement stands for the specific grand principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
Now we always talk about this love. We always talk about the love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. But last time I was at the convention, I saw something that caught my eye. And of course, you know, obviously I want to share it with y'all. Give me a second. Matter of fact, while I'm looking for it, when you hear love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, what do you think of? What do you think they mean? What does it mean to you?
Islam.
Islam?
So I rise to my highest height, giving proper praise to Father God Allah. I give honors to all prophets, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Confucius, and the prophet in these last days and times, Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I'm Jeffrey Ron Gideal. I greet y'all in peace.
Peace.
Well, to me, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice is something we stand on. It's our foundation. Can't move forward until you get a better understanding of them 5 principles to keep you standing.
Islam. Appreciate that. But like I said, at the last convention, I saw it had it hanging on the wall. So of course I was like, yeah, let me take a picture of this. And they went into the 5 principles.
Yeah, that's right, Miles. They demonstrate a lot of love too.
Islam. So let's start off with the first one, love. Allah's divine providence, great devotion, Allah's care, affection, kindness, life. Love is God Allah, is love. Take love away, remove it, and what becomes of the world? Love is of such a refining, elevating character that it expels all that is mean and base. Love bid us think great thoughts, do great deeds, and charges our common clay into fine gold. It eliminate our path, dark and mysterious as it may be, with torchlights lit from the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the one great light. So now, you know what I'm saying, let's give you a little bit something what the prophet brought. And of course, we just conventions. I want it to all be on the same page. Now we go into truth, our second divine principles. Truth, the grand foundation of virtues. Truth is ought. Trustworthiness. It is factual, reality, honesty. That's what we always talk about, truth, right? You gotta be
Islam.
factual, you gotta be on point. Especially when you come up here and demonstrate, when you talk to people, you want to be on point. Islam?
Islam.
Because we deal with reality. Like I said, we don't deal, that's what we always say, we don't deal with those spookism or nothing like that. We deal with the reality, the stuff that people say up here, or when we out in the world, we doing our missionary work, we talk to the people. If you don't understand it, if you don't believe it, you know, go look it up. That's reality. And what we deal with the truth, so we dig for the truth. We seek it for knowledge, which is the truth. So that's why we don't deal with we don't get dogmatic, we don't deal with that spookism up here. Islam?
Islam.
That's not what the prophet brought us. He came to wake us up out of that reality. If you want to deal with that type of things, deal with the delusion, all that, then, you know, leave the organization and you go somewhere where you can live in a daydream. This is not the spot for that. Going back to truth. Also honesty. Of course, we know honest, because that's what the truth is. Allah, the author of truth, Satan, the devil, the great deceiver, the father of lies. There is no vice which has not its beginning from a lie. What? There's no vice that has no beginning not from a lie. So now we all get on the point. We elevate higher towards our higher self, and now we start speaking the truth. Whatever, we don't have to worry about the lie. Right there, now you're knocking out one of the great deceivers. One of his main tactics. Islam.
Islam.
But then it says I'm more short of Quran. When it says the truth, man, you got to use it like a hammer. You got to bang it in. You got to keep going to make sure it's part of every part. Islam.
Islam.
There is no vice. Oh, what that?
Whoa.
Woe to falsehood. Oh, you got it too. Huh? Islam. That's right. Woe to falsehood. It affords no relief to the great breast to the breast like truth. Oh, so you got that? Let this brother read. Appreciate you. Yeah, point. Sound man, you got the literature. Cameraman. Oh man, you on point. We on the truth. Woe to falsehood.
Woe to falsehood. It affords no relief to the breast like truth. It gives us no comfort and pains him who forges it. Truth is the standard according to which all things are to be judged.
Now right there, it gives no comfort and pains to he who forges it. So now when you start a lie, when you spread it, even in our laws or whatever, say you're not supposed to falsely accuse your brother, right? Your brother or sister, so it may not harm you. So if you falsely accuse them, then what are you doing? You must be lying. Or you don't have the truth. You don't have the facts about that brother or sister. So now right there, now you're letting Satan come in between. Islam?
Islam.
Truth is the standard according to which all things are to be judged. Just like a judge or whatever. You hear this person, you hear that, and you go through it and you figure out, you weave your way through the lies and illusion, and you get to the truth. It's like we judge. Just like I already told you, but you said we Elohims. When you go into the definition of Elohim, not only does it mean God, angel, but also it means judge. We are the Elohims. Islam?
Islam.
Peace. Heavenly, earthly order. Islam on earth is good will to all men. Harmonious state of mind. Calm, controlled body. Serenity. Allah's security. Islam. Shalom. Allah's peace unto us. Jesus, Muhammad, and Ali in America. The promises of peace. The word mostly on our lips. Peace be still. Peace on earth. The Prince of Peace. Peace be unto you.
Islam. So I mean, that's just self-explanatory. That's why you gotta have peace in your heart. As long as you have peace in your heart, whatever, that will manifest through around you. Islam?
Islam.
But of course, this is our divine principle. That's why we have to get rid of that lower self, even though we can't completely get rid of it, but we have to subdue it. Just like in the chapter 5 of the Moorish Quran, it said we have to keep a circle around our desires and passions. Islam?
Islam.
Freedom. Allah's divine guidance, civil and religious birthrights, the self-expression of the higher self, the protections of one's rights, liberty, self-will, quest.
Islam. Allah's divine guidance. Now, of course, we know where's Allah. Allah's in our heart. That's what we said. Somebody's come to you with something or whatever. But sometimes you hear, yo, follow your heart. Follow your heart. But if your heart is corrupt and cold, what's going to happen? Are you going to make the right decision? Allah's divine guidance, civil and religious, of course, our birthrights, which we definitely deal with here. The self-expression of the higher self. Now, of course, we've been in situations, you've been around your friends and all that, now you're trying to elevate the conversation to a higher self, and sometimes they may ridicule you, they got jokes and all this and that, but you got to stay on that path. Maybe sometimes that's not the time to bang them in the head with it, whatever, but you got to keep on trying. Islam?
Islam.
The protection of one's right, liberty, and self-will.
Justice. Allah's divine righteousness, a Muslim characteristic of God Allah, the merciful. Justice, another attribute of love. Equal authority under the law. Fear, a high conviction of faith. A sentence is written against all that is wrong and that is unjust. Written by Allah in the nature of man and in the nature of the universe, whom Allah is the Father. Our Father God Allah is the author of the principle of justice. So socially, economically, politically, etc., in thy dealing with men, be just.
Islam, that was a lot there. Of course, Allah's divine righteousness. We know we Muslims, we righteous people. The character of God Allah. That's why they said we're supposed to imitate in the action the words of Prophet Noble Drew Ali.
Islam.
Islam. Justice of another attribute of love. Equal opportunity under the law. Ain't that what we talk about?
That's right.
But as a black colored nigga, you're not gonna get no equal opportunity under the law. Because you're considered by calling yourself black or whatever, and then you step into the court of law or anything like that, you already automatically putting yourself at the bottom of the barrel.
Islam.
That's why the prophet came to woke us up. He said, don't put that on us. That's a brand that was put on us back in 1779 by slaveholders. He came to woke us up and said, we Moorish Americans, we Muslims. Written by Allah in the nature of man. And of course, right there, by Allah in the nature of man. And right there, you go into our first chapter. We have Allah in us. But you know what I'm saying? We can't get caught up in the cares of the world and forget about that. Whom Allah is the Father. Our Father God is the author and the principle of justice. And now socially, don't we deal with things on a social level?
That's right, Muslim.
Economically, didn't the prophet say one of our biggest problems is economics? So-called black people, we would spend millions, almost billions of dollars on chips.
Yeah.
On chips.
He also said be industrious.
It's Islam said to be industrious, but on garbage, on so-called junk food, not so-called, it is junk food. Junk food, we'll spend billions of dollars. But somebody told me some fruits and vegetables, it may cost a little bit more. Like, nah, I don't want that. Now we eat this junk food or whatever, and then what happened? Now we got to go to their hospital. We got to go see their doctors. We keeping everybody else rich while we killing ourselves, putting ourselves in an earlier grave. Islam?
Islam.
And now we off the path or whatever, so we forget now, again, it's how we debase ourselves from Allah. And of course, politically, I mean, that's self-explanatory. We know we got to do our thing politically because ain't nobody going to represent us except us. Even throughout the Bible, throughout the Quran, and everything, you're supposed to raise somebody up from amongst yourselves to be your leader. How is a black colored Negro, he gets into the office, what is he going to do for Moorish America? He don't even know what we about. What can he do for us? That's why we had to get somebody in there from our own to get in there. Islam?
Islam.
And that dealing with men be just. And of course, that's fair. That's part of our divine principles. I'll go back to this. Anyway, going back to the Moorish literature, which is by the prophet. If we just going through some of this, because of course in this is also laws and some of the things that we follow, a lot of things that we follow.
Islam.
Our divine and national movement stands for the specific grand principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And I, the prophet, am applying to all loyal, faithful Moors, members, and the American citizens to help me in my great uplifting acts of uplifting fallen humanity among the Asiatic race and nation.
Islam. So now, just good. He said applying to all loyal, faithful Moors. See what I'm saying? You can't just put on a fez or a turban, whatever. I'm a Moor. But you don't know what the prophet borders, you don't know the laws or anything like that. So how can you call yourself a faithful? How can you do the prophet's work if you don't even understand it? If you're not even faithful. And again, it's in our laws. Where is it? Here we go. Acts 7. Just in part, members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessity of the Moorish Temple of America. Then you're entitled to the name of faithful. Not just paying your dues, but you got to follow all these laws.
Islam.
All these laws. Then you entitled to the name of faithful. Of course, as a man, as a husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children, look after the duties of your household. This is stuff, it's crazy, but it should be a natural part of us, but you had to make it part of our laws. But look what's going on. It's black, colors, Negroes, whatever. The European mentality didn't guide us in. They done told the women that you got to get rid of the man. Now you got to push the man out the house so you can get money from the government. Now she's dependent on him. Now that man's out in cold. Now this woman have children. Now where's that male figure? No matter what it is, statistically they said it's best for a child to have both the mother and father, even though it can be done with one. But it just works out better that way, Islam. You have the duality of it. You get both sides of it. Members and the American citizens to help me in my great uplifting act. Right there, he said we American citizens. We Moorish Americans. He put it right there, the plea to the nations. So when people talk about, they're more, but they don't want to acknowledge that they're American, they have to understand what the prophet brought us before they start to condemn it. Islam?
Islam.
For I have suffered much and severely in the past through misunderstanding of what the movement was dedicated to. It is the great God Allah alone that guides the destiny of the divine and national movement.
It is great God Allah alone that guides the destiny of this divine and national movement. Ain't that right there? That sounds like a theology, right?
Yeah.
Ain't that what we follow?
Islam.
We believe in the supreme being. So now we got people out here like, I don't believe in this, and I don't believe in that. Or they get caught up in the name. It was the supreme being, the creator of it all. That's why even in our teaching it said, who at times we call the great God, Allah.
Allah.
He said, yeah, exactly, at times. So that's why we don't get caught up in someone says Yahuwah, this or some other things. We don't get caught up in that. As long as we know they're talking about the supreme being, Islam, the creator of it all, the father of the universe.
I know all true American citizens are identified by national descent names to answer and apply to the free national constitution of this free national republic of the United States of America.
So right there, he says it's national constitution of this free national republic of the United States of America. Right there, he's talking about we're part of this. We're part and parcel of this government. So again, when you hear people talking about, get rid of all your IDs and this and that, and they drive around with no license plate and all that. We're part and parcel of this government, of the United States of America. So if you get rid of all your IDs and all that, how are you going to be identified? How are you going to be identified? That's why we don't promote that here. That's why we all have L's and B's attached to it. On our IDs where we have our feds. That right there sets us apart. As soon as somebody look at it, they be like, whether they say it or not, they know in their mentality, this ain't no average Negro here. This ain't no average black man here.
That's right, Mo.
The prophet, he said this in there. We just got to follow what the prophet brought us. Islam?
Islam.
I know. Okay. That's why I am calling on all true national citizens to help me morally and financially in my great work I am doing to help this national government. For without a free national name, with a descent flag of your forefathers, there is not a national divine title of the government in which we live. This is from your true and divine prophet unto all American and foreign sympathizers.
Islam, like I said, For it's a free national name without a descent flag, but you know it's the descent flag which we always fly here. And of course, this is just the American banner. People want to get caught up in little words like, oh, that's not a flag, it's a banner. This is from your true and divine prophet unto all American and foreign sympathizers. So right there, he's calling about everyone, all Americans. Like I said, I'm just breezing through some of this Moorish literature because this is part of our teachings. Islam. No.
Prophet warns all Muslims. Governors ordered to read proclamation at each meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical, agitating speeches while at work, in their homes, or on the streets.
So right there in the first sentence, the prophet, well, this is his title, the prophet warns all Muslims. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical speeches while at work in their homes. What's going on? Why is people, they talking all this, they wilding out, they screaming, they yelling and all this and that? Prophets didn't bring that to us. That's not a representation of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Islam?
That's right, Muslim. Islam.
That's why even in our laws, end all radical speeches.
We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. We are love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet, or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement, will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds.
Like I said, any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings towards the temple or the prophet. Now, what do you see out there? A lot of these people, too many people, they don't understand where we're coming from, so now they got this malicious intent. Or these Moors, and now they want to come at the Moors. If you got somebody here wearing fez and turbans, and they don't know what the prophet brought us, because they gravitate towards other organization that brings in this nonsense, and now they want to talk about those who are in the temple. But those of you who are in the temple now, you can trace yourselves back. Now you're getting the proper teaching. That's what I always like to say. Who would you believe, who would you want to train you more? Someone who trained at a gym, who, we got great trainers there, or somebody who's like, oh, I just learned how to fight in my basement? Which one would you want to be? Who would you want to train you?
Trainer.
Exactly. That's why we said, that's one of the reasons we said to be in the temple, whatever, because now you're getting a proper understanding. You're getting a proper education, what the Prophet Noble Drew Ali brought us. Islam?
Islam.
I just want to finish this up.
We are love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members, Islam, I read that part already. Okay. Scared I had to read it again. Proceed. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you.
So right there, like I said, this is one of the key parts people don't understand. All true Moors will and obey the law that's laid down by them by their prophet. If you don't understand these laws, if you don't even have these laws, then already you're not even standing on the rock. You still caught up in the cares of the world, just like in this picture down here. You don't even have 1 foot on salvation, Islam.
Islam.
That's why I say if you lose confidence in the prophet, then turn in your card and button, cease wearing your fez, and return to the state. What state? The Negro, black, colored. If you don't like what the prophet did, then go ahead and deal with that. Because a lot of people, even though they're wearing the fez or whatever, they still have this Negro, colored, and black mentality, Islam.
Islam.
But that's just so I just wanted to lay down some of the laws or whatever that what the prophet brought us. And because of course we have ancient laws, but of course we have laws that help keep us on point, Islam.
Islam.
But that's why I hope these people don't get caught up in all this other Moors out here talking all this recklessness, talking radical and all this and that, telling people to do all this type of stuff that's gonna get them locked up or heavily fined or both. Or even killed. Islam?
Islam.
So with that I say peace.
Peace.